Hello and welcome to the second part of my Dropbox tutorial series. Today we're going to be looking at syncing files to Dropbox when they're not located in the Dropbox folder. Now you can't do this with Dropbox by itself, but you can using a free application called SyncToy. So the first thing we need to do is download and install SyncToy. There's a link in the description of this video for how to get to the SyncToy download page, and you'll notice here there are two links. There's one that says x64 and there's one that says x86. Now this number refers to your operating system's bit value, so whether it's a 32-bit operating system or a 64-bit operating system. If you're not sure which one you have, on your keyboard press the Windows key and the pause break key, and that will bring up system properties here. And if we look under system type, we will notice it's a 64-bit operating system. The other way to get to this page is to open up Windows Explorer, click on Computer, and hit System Properties. So you'll see this is the same thing. We get 64-bit there. So I'm going to want to download SyncToy Setup Package v21 x64.exe. So we're going to click the download button, and I'll come back once it's finished. Alright, so now we've got SyncToy downloaded. So let's launch the installer. And we don't have a previous version on our computer, so we don't need to worry about this part. Yay, license agreement. Gonna agree. Pick an install folder. It's not very big. As you can see, it's only 4.6 megabytes, and these are pretty low drive sizes, but as you can see, I have plenty of space here. So we'll just leave it there and start the installation. And I will be back. Oh, and it's finished. It's finished already. Alright. So now it says, please use Windows Update to check for any critical updates to the .NET framework. So let's do that. So to check for updates, let's click on the Start menu and type in Update. And you'll notice right here under Control Panel, with the little Windows Update icon, or under Programs. Click on that, and it may say that there are no updates available, but it checked at 2:12 a.m., and given that it's 2:29 p.m. right now, that isn't up to date. So let's hit the Check for Updates button, and I'll come back once it's checked for updates. Okay, so it's finished, and the only update here is something for Security Essentials, so that's not needed. If there was anything in here that had anything to do with .NET Framework, you'd want to download and install that before running SyncToy. That would be required for it to run properly. So let's launch SyncToy now by going to the Start menu and typing in SyncToy. There it is. And be a nice person and go ahead and participate. It just makes the software better. It's completely anonymous, blah 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 blah. Okay, and here we are. So this is SyncToy, and what we're going to want to do is to create a new folder pair. So we can either click on this hyperlink here, click on this button down here, and now we need to choose two folders. So the first folder, the folder on the left, is going to be the one with the data that we want to sync to. So I want to automatically upload the maps that I create. So I'm going to navigate to the folder that they pop up in, which is this folder. Okay. And then the right folder that we want is our Dropbox folder. So we navigate to that, and I want to place it in that subfolder of Dropbox. So you'll notice we have text in both of these, and we're going to hit Next. So there are three types of folder pairs that we can set up here: synchronize, echo, and contribute. Synchronize is making the two folders identical. So if you add files to one, they will be automatically added to the other, regardless of whether they're on the left or right. If you delete a file from one, it will be deleted from the other. Echo is a little bit different. File additions and deletions are only copied left to right. So right is a mirror image of left, but if you delete things on the right, that will not affect the folder on the left. Finally, contribute. If you add files to the folder on the left, you will add files to the folder on the right automatically, but if you delete files on the left, they will not be deleted on the right. So it will just keep adding files, and for this particular usage I want to do contribute because I want to be able to have the files transferred over, but then be able to delete them later while still having them on Dropbox as an archive. So I'm going to hit contribute. When you pick, it's all about how you want your folder pair set up. Now if you're not sure which folder is your right and which folder is your left, you can always hit back, and you'll see that this is my left folder and this is my right folder. So with contribute, everything that gets added to the base folder is automatically going to be synced with the Dropbox maps folder. But if I delete things in here, they will still be in Dropbox. So that's what I want. So I'm going to make sure contributes, hit next, and then you just need to name your folder pair. The only thing that this is for is to help you keep track. So I'm going to call this Dropbox map sync. And we hit finish. And there we go. There's our left folder, there's our right folder, there's our action. You can change it. And now we're presented with the ability to change options for this folder pair. So as you can see, we have quite a few things, and there's actually some restrictions I want to place, so let's go ahead and change the options. So as you can see here, you can include certain files, you can exclude certain files, you can exclude read-only, hidden, or system files, and you can also run in a subfolder. So what I want to do is I only want to sync finished maps, which, as you'll know, are SCS files. So I don't care about this file, and I don't care about everything in here. So all of these are going to have the .scs file extension. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do files to include, and we're going to have asterisk, which, in case you didn't know, that's basically means it can be anything. So anything .scs is what I want to include. And so every SCS file that gets put in that folder will be included, but things that aren't SCS files won't be included. So we'll hit OK, and you'll notice there's a little thing there that says what we've done. Now, we've set up our folder pair, but we haven't actually transferred any files. As you can see down here, we haven't run it yet. So if you're feeling confident, you can hit the run button and you can make the changes that it deems necessary. But if you want to see what it's going to do without actually doing it, hit this preview button, and it will tell you right here what it's going to do. So it's going to create all these SCS files, and it's going to create 2 new folders. Let's expand it out here. See, it's copying map and autosave, and I don't want it to create those 2 folders. So we're going to hit close, hit change options, select subfolder, and now you'll notice it's set to copy all 3 of these. Now I don't want these 2, so if I uncheck the box, hit OK, and preview again, and see, now all we're copying is the SCS files. We're not copying any folders. It's everything we want. And you'll notice down here we've got a listing of everything we're doing. So we're creating 8 new files and 8 total operations, and we're copying about 247 megabytes which is pretty small beans. So everything looks good to me. So let's run this puppy. And you can see the progress on each individual file. And it's done now. So go ahead and hit close. So we've synced our folders for the first time. You'll notice it was last run just a few moments ago. But you'll notice that SyncToy does not run automatically. You say, well, Dan, you promised me that this would be automatic and I wouldn't have to think about it. Well, it will be. And that's what we're going to do right now using the Task Scheduler utility. So the first thing we want to do is open up Task Scheduler. So let's open up our Start menu and type in Task. And go ahead and hit Enter. And here we are at Task Scheduler. So what we want to do is create a basic task. So we're going to go over here to the right-hand side and click Create Basic Task. Name is very important. This will remind you later on what this task is. So we're going to call this SyncToy Dropbox Sync. And we don't really need a description. If you feel like you need one, go for it. And then when we're ready, let's hit Next. And this is totally up to you. I'm going to run it on a daily basis, but you could also run it weekly, monthly, only once. That's pretty pointless. When the computer starts would be a good option. And once you pick which one of these you want, go ahead and Next. And this is the start time. You'll note that if you have it set to daily, weekly, or monthly, the start time will also be the time that it reoccurs at. So you probably want to pick a time here. I'm going to pick 1. I'm going to pick a 1 o'clock. And that only matters if you have a laptop and you're moving around. So this is good for me right now. And then we're going to hit Next. And the task we want to perform is start a program. Now, this is going to be the same for all SyncToy actions that you do. Alright, so we want to browse to where we put SyncToy. So I personally installed it under Program Files, SyncToy 2.1. If you had the 32-bit version of SyncToy, but you had a 64-bit OS, it will be in Program Files x86. If you have a 32-bit OS, it will be in the regular Program Files folder. And we want SyncToy cmd.exe. Just going to hit Open. And then we want to add arguments. So what we're going to type here is -r space quotes and then the name of our folder pair. So if we forgot, we can always open this back up. Oops. And we see it's called Dropbox Map Sync. So Dropbox Map Sync. And that part should be in quotes. Now we're going to hit Next. And this is just a summary here. It says everything that we're going to do. If you say anything that you don't like, you can always go back and edit it, but I like how this looks. So I'm going to hit Finish. And we're done. Now that our task has been created, it's a good idea to double check it and make sure that all of our settings are the way we want them. So to view the task, click on the Task Scheduler Library icon on the left-hand side. Now you notice there are quite a few entries here, and there can be a lot of information depending on your computer setup. So to find the one we're looking for, let's sort by name descending. And we look, here we go, SyncToy Dropbox Sync. So we click on that, we can see the name, and if we hit triggers. We can see when it turns on. And actions. There you go. So everything is good on that front. So now all we have to worry about is whether it actually does its job. So I skip forward in time a little bit to after when the task scheduler ran. So let's double check and make sure that all our files copied correctly. So if we go to our map directory, we see the 4 files that should have been copied, and they all have green check marks. Now if we want to quickly verify and make sure that they're on the web, we can right click on Dropbox, click Browse on the Dropbox website. This will open a new tab in your default web browser showing that folder and its contents. So as you can see here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 SCS files, and the file sizes all approximately match up with what they should be. So it looks like we're good to go. You now have everything you need to be proficient at using Dropbox to collaborate with other people. I by no means showed you every trick and tip that you can use for Dropbox, but this is enough to get you started and on the road to success. If you've got any questions, feel free to post them in the comments below, and I'll try to answer as many as I can. Other than that, thanks for watching, and have a great day, guys.